We've got a bunch of new info to talk about today, pertaining to new costumes, difficulties, and even going over some aspects of the game that some reviewers didn't quite care for. Before we get into that, we just finished a nearly 2-month-long giveaway for the deluxe edition of Resident Evil 4 Remake, and to those who participated, thank you so much for the incredible turnout. With just under 5,000 participants, this is the biggest turnout to my monthly giveaways by a large margin. And the moment you've been waiting for. And the two winners are Roger and Emery. Congratulations to you two! Emails have been sent out, so please respond back to me within 2 days to claim your game for the platform of your choice. If I haven't heard back from a winner within 48 hours of me sending my email, a new winner will be selected. For those who didn't win, don't fret, as I do monthly game giveaways, and there are always more opportunities to win free games paid for by yours truly. Let me know in the comments section what you want April's game giveaway to be. In May, I will be doing one on Final Fantasy XVI, so stay tuned for a video detailing that coming up real soon. But enough of that, right? We've got more Resident Evil news to cover, so sit back and relax as we go over some more exciting details about this highly decorated Resident Evil 4 remake. Released a few days ago are some new screenshots of some of the new costumes we have included in the deluxe edition of the game. Just an FYI, you can purchase these costumes if you'd like within the game's main menu screen if you happen to get the standard edition of the game. These two costumes were teased in a Resident Evil 4 Remake showcase Capcom did a few months ago for the deluxe edition, just teasing us with Leon's costume. Well, now we have a look at both Leon and Ashley's costumes here, and well, I gotta say, what the actual Alright, so these two costumes are broken down into two sets, the romantic set and the casual set. Let's take a look at the romantic costume set here, and well, first impressions are that I thought I was looking at some new members of My Chemical Romance, but man, those white furled shirts are going to be turning red shortly into the game, if you ask me. So hey, good on you Capcom for designing some killer clothes to absorb all the new gore detail you've included in this package. On that same token, the outfits look right at home for the castle section of the game for me, and I can't wait to go through the game with both this and the casual set. It's funny to see how Leon's hair in particular has undergone some pretty incredible styling, whereas Ashley's hair remains the same, but just dyed gray. This is reversed when looking at the casual costume set, as we can clearly see Leon's hair sporting that slightly off-center part akin to his default hairstyle. Yet Ashley has a more feathered look covering her eyes, sporting a bleached blonde and pink look. This costume set just cracks me up, mainly because Capcom markets this simply as casual. Now, we have to look at the time period this game takes place in, being 2005 when alternative rock, pop punk, and emo were dominating the radio. And specifically, Ashley looks like she fits into that Hayley Williams look that Paramore were running with in that very same year. Definitely a unique look for Ashley, while Leon rocks a puffy leather jacket over a dark shirt and pants. But enough of my commentary on the outfits. I want to know from you all, what do you think of these outfits included in the deluxe edition of the game? Would you be interested in shelling out some more money to play the game with these outfits? Let me know in the comments. Moving on. I recently talked about in a previous video going over the game's difficulty modes. Don't worry here, we are not going to talk about spoilers, other than just revealing the full roster of difficulty modes, but feel free to skip over to this point if you'd rather discover all the difficulties yourself. So we talked about a normal mode, hardcore, and professional mode being introduced in the game, with professional mode being the most difficult mode available when the game launches. But we do have confirmation that there will be an easy mode included with the game. Keeping in line with the previous games in the franchise, including its remakes, easy mode will be present in Resident Evil 4 Remake. What makes this interesting is that the North American version of the original GameCube and PS2 editions did not have an easy mode selectable at the start of the game. Rather, those modes were presented to you if you were to die a number of times. This list of easy, normal, hardcore, and professional does not take into account any difficulty modes that could be unlocked through the extras shop, if that shop even were to have any. The modes I listed are simply the ones that are advertised for the campaign and have trophies tied to all of them, other than easy mode that we know of. Speaking of the extras shop, it is confirmed that players will be accruing in-game points upon completing objectives in the game. Certain objectives are tied to achievement completion, whereas others are similar to those of the previous games where one must pull off a certain number of kills with different weapons, upon other requirements. With these challenges completed, players earn a special currency in which they can redeem them for rewards that can be used in the game, like infinite ammo, different rendering modes, and the like. I don't have a list of what will be present in the extras shop, so no spoilers here, but just know that this feature, just like the numerous other modern Resident Evil titles, will be present here in Resident Evil 4 Remake. Perhaps we'll have those awesome model viewers to take closer looks at all the grotesque enemy and boss designs here in this game. Definitely one of many things to look forward to. And I thought we should discuss some criticism. Not big, just criticism that some reviewers had about this remake. Mind you, pretty much everyone had glowing reviews of this game, as there are more than 30 perfect scores here, but even though there was a lot of praise, I thought I'd dig into some aspects of the game that some reviewers thought weren't the best. Don't worry, there are no spoilers unless I specifically state so, and some of this criticism is actually pretty interesting. So to start it off, this is actually something that some players may actually like pertaining to the game's campy dialogue. Some reviewers did mention that there was some dialogue that seemed a bit too aloof and goofy that didn't fit with the darker tone of the game this remake was sporting. Whether that is in regards to being too faithful to the original or some new dialogue that took it to new extremes, some reviewers did note that if there were nitpicks with the main campaign, it was with some of the dialogue choices not reflecting the tension and pacing of the game. Special mention, not about the campy stuff, but in poor voice work, was especially targeted at Ada's voice performance. While I wasn't particularly impressed with her delivery of some of the lines in a few of the trailer scenes that we saw her in, I hear that her voice work in this game is remarkably disappointing. Of course, we all have different tastes, and what sounds good to one person may not resonate with another, but I will go in with an open mind and give her a chance, as Ada is a key player in the story of this game. Definitely a spoiler warning here, as we will be very briefly talking about Ada and her role in the story, so skip to this part of the video to steer clear of it if you don't want to be spoiled. Still here? All clear. Ada's assignment Ada and Separate Ways are confirmed to not be present in the game, and these are not by leaks, but even some reviewers that mentioned the absence of her modes. While it is certainly disappointing that her modes didn't receive the love and treatment that the main campaign got, it is worth mentioning that there are heavy rumors that Capcom is at work to make her chapters available as DLC for a future release. Watch this video I did covering that more in detail. Okay, no more spoilers from here on out. I also want to touch up on an interesting bit from What Culture Gaming's review of the remake that was mentioned, a part that no other review that I have read brought up. This is in regard to the disappointing nature tied to obtaining case charms. According to What Culture Gaming's review, of which is linked in the description, case charms are only obtained randomly, in which one cannot simply obtain specific case charms. These charms are rewarded at random upon completing the various optional objectives new to Resident Evil 4 Remake, and are said to provide anything from heavier discounts from the merchant to even affecting the amount of ammo you find in the world. I guess I'll have to see this firsthand, as I think these case charms, although brilliant in providing more customization, aren't going to rock the boat when it comes to overall enjoyment of the game. I'll reserve further judgment until I get my hands on this beauty on Friday. What are your thoughts pertaining to the random rewarding of charms? Make sure to watch this video here going over more of what we can expect to see in Resident Evil 4 Remake, and also look forward to future videos on my channel. I will continue to bring more Resident Evil 4 Remake content post-launch, as well as explore other games, so stay tuned to this channel for even more updates. Thank you all for the awesome support, and I'll see you real soon in the next one. Peace.